Yeah, man. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing good. I hope you guys are doing great. So, um, this is Set here, the ultimate magician, the greatest and most powerful magician in the world. um, and that's a fact. Um, so yeah, in my last video, we were talking about how they use um, what's it called, homeless people to survey people. You know, um, of course, I'd like to say I do have some I do give money to the homeless people, so I don't want, and homeless people can have access to YouTube. So any homeless folks that I give money to or that I talk to, you don't feel I don't feel like you think the same way those guys think. You know, um. So, anyways, I want to talk about dog energy. It's it's not good to see a dog. For people like us, dog energy is a bad thing. Dog in reverse is God, right? So, dog energy is not a when you see a dog, it's not a good omen. It's not a necessarily a bad thing. It's not like you see a dog and something bad is going to happen. A dog, when you see a dog, it means he sees you, like he's around, like he's on you, he's on your skin, he's on your body. So there's no need to get riled up. If you see dog omens, there's no need to get riled up. That's just mean God's around. Of course, as a demonologist or a demon, you don't want to see a dog. You know what I mean, bro? But it's not like something's gonna happen, or something like it's not, it's not a premonition of something that's gonna occur in the near future. It's just a sign. It's just a sign that he's on your body. Now, I would like to clarify something here because it seems to me women think that they can escape this timeline. It feels like women can feel like they can escape this prophecy, this story that's going, that's being under, that's the story that we are undertaking, the story that we are living in, which is a true story, which is history. You cannot escape history. See, the problem is we've become complacent. Not complacent as lazy, we don't want to go to work, blah, 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 whatever. That's not what I mean by complacent. I mean complacent spiritually. We've become complacent spiritually because we're used to modernity. Is that the right word? We're used to the modern way of life. So this has made us complacent. And when we see a sign of history, when we see synchronicities and things of that matter, we have knee-jerk reactions. We panic. We panic. And especially women. Because dudes, basically you will get a beat down if you fuck around. So, but women don't live like that. So women are not used to spiritual battles. They're not used to confronting certain dangers, even though women confront dangers on a regular basis. But what I'm trying to say is it has become more and more important that you leave the Christian faith behind. it will become more and more important that you stop ignoring the signs. Because if you continue down the road you're continuing down on, it's going to be a road of suffering. And for women, suffering is very violent. It's not as a man. As a man, you can't. We you know, even if a dude, like, let's say a dude walks around in a miniskirt, he's gonna get beat down. But he might also give his attacker a glorious beatdown too. So for women, that's not how shit goes. If she's wearing a skirt and a dude attack her, you know. So, and what I'm trying to get at here is the Christian God is a very real entity, and he is a demiurge. He pleasures himself in the suffering of men and women. But at the end of the day, the savagery that is being conducted is more on the women's side of things. And that's very sad. And it's not necessarily, because at the end of the day, not all men are built to fight. And what I mean by that is some men will be aware of a peculiar situation, and this will literally, not figuratively and literally, put the fear in God, the fear of God in him. And that's the whole point. You see, God doesn't want you to be free. God doesn't want you to be free. He doesn't want you to be aware that you are the ruler of your own universe. He doesn't want you to be aware that you are the one that creates your reality. Because if you're aware of that, then you won't need him. To induce fear in people so that they do not progress or gain more power. Nonetheless, as a demonologist, I have to admit, people having power is not something that interests me either. You know, it's not something that interests me neither. I mean, you know, I help a lot, but at the end of the day, I'm a jealous God. So regardless, ladies and gentlemen, in the coming years, it will be increasingly more important for you to be aware and be careful and to protect yourself against that specific energy. And I would suggest to stop thinking that whatever is attacking you is a demon. Because at the end of the day, if you are really pissed off and you're tired of being manhandled and you don't know what to do, it's going to be time for you to call some demons. And they will help. They will tear apart maim, and all kinds of stuff. Remove people from the face of existence if they have to. If they feel that it's just to help you out of your situation. So, they will cure you. You will not understand this today. You will doubt it. Or you will think about it. But you won't do it. But eventually you will. We, demons, do not condone violence done to women. Shit. The biggest reason might be is that all women are demons. Lucifer created women, and Lucifer loves his creation. Unlike the demiurge that you pray to every night, that will assault you in various ways, continuously, for years on end. So that's why he's a dog. He's a creature that walks on 4 legs and nothing more. He's low to the ground. His nose is to the cement. He's juvenile and, how do you say, he's a juvenile creature. So it's going to become more and more important for people to wake up and smell the flowers. It's going to be more and more important for women to stop ignoring the signs, because the thing is, there are some women that have spiritual strength. There are some women that have spiritual abilities. And those women will be on the worst end of this process or history that we are living. And I know women just want to have fun and everything, and that's okay. And you will have fun. But you need to get rid of whatever is taking advantage of you. You need to get rid of this energy that is around you. And people will be sent to you to get you out of that energy. But before you accept anybody's suggestion or opportunity, you got to make sure it's right. And if you cannot ask the God if it's right, then you have to ask somebody else of equal and opposite power, which we will refer to as either Satan or Lucifer. So once again, I plead women to stop ignoring the signs, because those people and entities that's coming towards you are there to take you to a better place. They're there to take you to a better place. They're not there to harm you. They're here to take you to a better place. They're here to take you to the paradise place that you always wanted. So, and the more you resist those signs, the worse it's gonna get. So a lot of women think they can just, there's a lot of women, they're used to getting abused, you know, and anything but a chicken wing. But that's not your life. That's not what life is about. Life is about wondrous things that you have never probably seen before. I've seen those things. I do those things. I show those things. That's what life is about. It's not about being taken advantage of by a demiurge all your life. And the people that are around you right now are not your people. And it feels like women tend to ignore that a lot of the time. Now, I'm not talking about, like, you might see a bunch of women at some cult guy, some YouTube cult guy. There's a bunch of women. Oh, women go. That's not the same. You're still following. To me, if you listen to a false prophet, you're still listening to the God to me. It's the same fucking thing. Because like I said before, if your cup is full, then you're still part of him. My cup is not full of light, it's full of darkness. So I don't work for him, and he cannot work through me to harm anyone. And I had to do this process because I've noticed just being angry is not good enough. It doesn't matter. He can still use you. He can still harass you. So release your bonds. Release your bonds. Detach yourself from that. And, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, when you come correct, because we are gracious. We are truly divine. We have integrity and eloquence. Everything you're looking for is within me, not within God. Stop looking to the sky and start looking in front of us. Start looking in front of you. There's nothing up there. Everything is down here. As above, so below. As below, so above. These are the same words that the Emerald Tablets or Trismegistus would have told you if you have asked. As below, so above. Like I always say. People always say, as above, so below. Because people are fearful of God. They are fearful of this energy that they have seen do things around them. move things, create things, miracles, they call it. But me, I'm a little bit wiser. I say, as below, so above. Because I know the two realms are together. I know that whatever is above us is us. Because we live here, we die, we go up there. But I'm also aware that inspiration, inside spiration, perspiration, respiration, inspiration, comes from the inside of the mind and body, but comes from above, as they would say, or from below, as I would say. So that means all these things that we were inspired to do was already created before. The idea came from somewhere. Where is that? You may ask. The realm that lives above. So everything that you see here exists in the realm that lives above. The devil is a monster that is created from the hatred of men. The devil is a wrathful God created from the ill intent of men. The devil is not here to harm the innocent. That's not his job. The devil is here to take care of the corrupt, the evil, not the mischievous, not the jester, not the jokester. When bad people die, they go to hell. They don't go to heaven. And that might not be true either. But that might be above my pay grade, to be quite honest. I went to heaven twice. I had a dream where I went to heaven. The first time I went to heaven, there was a club. And I felt like I knew everybody that was in the club. There was like loud music playing. It was a club. I felt like I knew everybody that was there. All the people that died. They seemed all right. That was the end of the dream. The second time, I think I've told you this before. I got on a train, just like in the Matrix. I got on a high speed, you know those tram rails, high speed bullet trains. It was like a bullet train. I was in a bullet train. We ended up in an area that looked like a commercial space, like a food court in a mall. Looked like a giant mall. Everything was gray. Everybody wears gray. There's shades of gray and shades of white. And there is authority in heaven. There is a hierarchy in heaven. There is authority. There is a rule. There is a politic. The politic is God rules over all. And then there's the angels. The angels rules over the spirits. The spirit rule over the, all that to say that there are cops in heaven. So we sit here thinking cops are annoying. Cops shouldn't be. Cops shouldn't exist. They're corrupted. They're useless. Yada, yada, yada. No, that's not true. There is nothing abnormal about a cop. It's actually very normal to have cops. Because we were inspired to create a politic. We were inspired to create a civilization. We were inspired to create an ideology mixed with a hierarchy, or patriarchy. So everything you see, every politician, every cop, everything that is government is supposed to be and will always be until it is no more. But you must remember that if you truly in your hearts of hearts need or want these corrupted programs to disappear, you have to be aware. You have to remove it to the root. You have to tear out the roots of this thing in order for it to not to exist no more. So what does that mean? As below, so above. Whatever I destroy in this reality is also destroyed in the other. Whatever I create in this reality is also created in the other. And whatever they create in their reality will also exist here. As below, so above. As above, so below. Now, if you take heed of this notion, if you accept this gnosis that I just gave you, you will become extremely powerful. If you're capable of doing so, if you're brave enough to face your God. Can God be killed? Of course. Barely an inconvenience. But before doing such things, before creating anarchy and chaos, I would suggest to receive some guidance from the opposite powers at be, which some would call the infernal realm. The reason why, because mentally you might not be ready. And if you're out here doing all kinds of nonsense, you might hit a barrier. You might hit a wall. You might hit a blockade because you don't know what you're doing yet. But hopefully one day you will. So let me repeat that again. As above, so below. As below, so above. Whatever you destroy here is also destroyed up there, and whatever is destroyed up there is also destroyed here. So it's a war, a constant war between you and who you are and the demiurge that's here to grasp on your soul.